perhaps a day in which your family members are coming with you because you may be the first teachers in your families, or you might be the hope for your families, both the nuclear family and the extended family. So I'd like you to also, as you're celebrating, to note that there is a responsibility you carry, a responsibility towards yourself to become what you want to become in life, but also a responsibility that you carry for those who supported you. Some of you have been supported, paid for school fees by your spouses, by your husbands, or by your wives, isn't it? And so there is something that they are hoping that this investment will bring forth. Some of you were paid for school fees by your parents who are seated over here, by your grandparents, by your sponsors, by the church, by a friend. So this is something that is important, and for you to ensure that you do not take it for granted, because somebody somewhere stood for you today so that you can become something, so that tomorrow you can stand for somebody. And that is the nature of life. That in life, today you have received so that you can be, and tomorrow you will give somebody else. So do not take this opportunity that you have been given by your family, by your community, indeed by your government for granted. Do not take it for granted. We want you to grow and to become. So therefore, as you graduate today, I want you to celebrate today, but also to know that you have a responsibility. Many a speaker over here have talked about the responsibility you have as we are thinking about the reforms coming on, but just the responsibility you carry as a citizen of this country, as a citizen of the East African community, as a citizen of the world. Know you have a role to play in your family, for your country, and it is something that you must do. So please go forth knowing that you have a responsibility for yourself, and carry this responsibility forward, because we know you can. You know, in Kenya, when we sit and we are thinking about education policies, those of us in the policy-making arena, we feel that, and we know that Kenya has a responsibility not only for us here in the country, but for the region. So please know that as you're going forth, we want you to take your place in a school in Kenya, whether public or private, but also beyond. The training you have received in this college is good enough for you to look for a job. If you hear a job is being advertised in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Rwanda, you have what it takes to also teach there. Because you have not just been trained to teach in Kenya only. It is important, but you have the skills that can allow you to teach beyond the boundaries of Kenya. So as you're going forth, graduates, I'd like you to dream big. Dream big, because we know we have prepared you well. Principal Miguna, I'm sure you have prepared these graduates to be bigger than Kenya, isn't it? And so graduates, why would you want to cut your wings? You should be able to dream to go beyond. Many people who are born in other countries, in the UK, in America, they are trained, when they're being trained, they dream to come and work in Kenya. Who has stopped you from dreaming to go and work in the UK, to go and work in Rwanda, to go and work wherever you want, whether it is here in your village or beyond? So Kenyans, we have to go and conquer the world. And you are teachers who have been known to teach in many other institutions. And that is why we do not just train for Kenya. We train for the region, we train for beyond, and we want you to look for those opportunities. As the DCC has said, look for those opportunities and seize them when they come. The opportunities are yours, because our human resource is the best contribution we can give to our citizens in Kenya. And we want you to use that human resource to go and grab opportunities everywhere. And so if there's anything else that you can do for yourself, we want you to do that. But for you to do that, you must be a lifelong learner. You must be a lifelong learner. And that is why I'd really like to applaud those people who have come back to upgrade from certificate to become diploma. How many are you there in the house? Can you raise up your hand? Can you stand up? Please stand up. Those of you who are pursuing upgrade, stand up. This is important because the one quality you have shown is that you are a lifelong learner. And I want the others who have not yet started pursuing something, further education, to look at your colleagues here as an example of what you can do. Please sit down. Because today you are graduating with your certificate, and that is important. It is important because you have started your journey. But I want your journey to continue. And there is an opportunity, if you want to be a teacher, the government has put forth that you can now upgrade your program. What you did in certificate is counting for you to become diploma. And when you become a diploma holder, you have different terms of service once you get over there. So please become a lifelong learner. Let this not be a journey you have just started and it stops here. Let it continue. Chairman of the board, I am very impressed that you are also a lifelong learner. Chairman is pursuing his what? A PhD in what, Chairman? He's pursuing a PhD in education management. And he told us he's a guka. That means he has grandchildren. He's over 60 years. Many of you over here, you look like you're in your 20s and 30s, isn't it? Please note that even as you continue in your 30s, 40s, there is a place for you to learn. So graduates, let this be a day of celebration, but also a day in which you re-engineer yourself as a lifelong learner, because the world of tomorrow requires people who have various skills, various competencies. You get them through experience, but you also get them through going back to study, whether as an adult, online, or going back for evening classes. There are many opportunities. Take what works for you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, the government, under the leadership of His Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, has instituted major education reforms. In fact, for the last 5 years or so, we have been going through what we call in Kenya the third transition in terms of educational development. It is the third transition where major education reforms are taking place. And this has introduced to us the competency-based approach. You all know that in grades 1 to 6, our children are doing competency-based curriculum. And even here in the teacher education, we are also going through competency-based teacher education. And this is a major reform. And this competency-based teacher education is bringing with it a lot of changes, which a number of speakers have talked about. And so all of you graduating teachers, if you are not yet trained in the competency-based approach, like some of your colleagues, it is something you need to think about. And there are very many opportunities. One of the reforms and changes we have brought, which Principal talked about, is that the admission into the teacher training institutions from this year, the placement is going to be done by the Kenya University and Colleges Central Placement Service, which is abbreviated to COOPS. So COOPS is going to do that placement. So those who have just completed their Form 4, and this is also for parents to know, please be on the lookout so that if you want to be a teacher, you will be able to be admitted through COOPS. This, we think, is going to open the opportunities for people to choose And the teaching profession has now come of age in Kenya. It is no longer the last option. Sio kwamba if you have not done well, mnasema angalau unaweza kwenda teaching. Hapana, hiyo tumekataa. You need to become a teacher by choice because it is what you want, because it is your calling. I am a teacher as I stand in front of you, and it is by choice. I am a teacher of English language by choice. I would not have selected anything else to do. And even when I moved on, I began to research how we can teach languages better because I am a teacher by choice. So everybody who is out there, teaching is no longer ile unaenda kwa sababu umekosa kitu, tumekataa. You are going to join the teaching profession because you want it, because you have a calling, because you like children, because you like to see how children grow. That is the teaching profession of today and tomorrow. So if you think it is here because you thought you'd get employment, no. It is because you know it is your calling. And so I am now talking to those who are in the profession because they want to be in the profession, not because it is the last resort. If you want something to do because you know it's the only thing you can do, it cannot be teaching. Because with teaching, we are molding children. We are giving children the future. If you are holding the future, you have to be here because you want it. And this is the reform we are now bringing in. And that is why we have also increased the qualification, because we only want the best to come to the teaching profession. So the graduates that we are instituting in teacher training institutions, because we want teacher training institutions to also be the choice place. So I have heard a lot about the infrastructure. It is true. In many of our teacher education, the infrastructure needs an uplift. And as from this year, we have put in quite a bit of money in the budget, which we were just waiting for approval. And we are going to be giving an uplift to the infrastructure. More importantly, we want also all our institutions to be well connected, not just the teacher training institution, but also the practice school around. So that when a teacher is training over here, you can connect directly to the classroom. Because the way we are now training teachers is not just theory, it is theory and practice. And I'm very glad that you have a model school over here, the primary school over here. I hope that the teachers here have been interacting with it, because that is the way you can farm up your skills. You cannot farm up a skill only with theory. Skills are farmed up by doing. And so these are some of the reforms that are going on. We have also embarked on specialization, especially of our diploma colleges. Our diploma colleges are going to specialize in specific areas aligned with the demands of junior secondary. And indeed, this is a college that actually can qualify to become one that is offering diploma, and this is a discussion that I hope we can continue. But when that comes, one of the things that then you will need to decide on is what you're going to specialize in. We have great shortages, for example, with teachers of craft. And so for you who are seated over here, if there's an area you want to continue, especially when if those of you qualify for diploma in secondary education, one of the areas, if you did agriculture and you meet the qualification, I'd encourage you to go for that. Because we have, for some reason, few teachers in agriculture, in craft, in foreign languages, and of course in the technical courses. So these are areas there's demand for. And if you qualify and you want to pursue your education, it is good for you to see these areas, and if they meet and align with your interests, then why don't you also specialize in that? Because the world of tomorrow is one of specialization. I'd really like to applaud the teacher training institutions for taking leadership in offering indigenous languages. We are going to begin specializing in the colleges for secondary education, but I know that the current trainees we have also going to teach indigenous languages, and that is very good. So all these reforms are part of the vision we have of our teacher education. And it is an opportunity for you who are graduating to come back and continue. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank most sincerely everybody who has made this happen for these graduates, specifically the faculty members, who I am sure you had to do things in a different way, especially when the pandemic struck, that you have allowed these 711 graduates to progress and qualify for their various certificates and diplomas. A lot has been called on you before, and in the coming years, a lot more will be called upon you, especially when we are embarking in the competency-based approach. Lecturers, you will have to think about their tutors. You will need to tutor in different ways. It is no longer chalk and talk. It is no longer going with old notes, because we now have more curious people who are able to do their own research. And so the tutor of tomorrow is a tutor who needs to be more chap-chap, and therefore more will be called upon you, and I hope you are ready for the task. If not, there are younger people who might want to come and take your place, you know. So let us continue to hold on to our place. We in our 40s and 50s, we have to earn our place, because there are younger people who can grab us. So congratulations now and also for the task ahead. Na kwa wazazi na ambao mmekuja hapa, ningependa pia kuwashukuru sana kwa sababu ya vile mlijitolea ili hao watoto ambao wako mbele yetu waweze kufaulu. Thank you very much, parents and your families, for the contribution you have made. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask the graduates to join me in a round of applause to their family and faculty members who supported them to reach this milestone. Graduates, please clap to your family and faculty members. And now, to the family members, wazazi ambao tuko hapa, friends who are here, let us all stand up and congratulate the graduates. Graduates, you can sit down, lakini wazazi, faculty members, let us all stand up na tuwape makofi ya kilo. Twende, moja, mbili, asante sana. So that is from Asante. Please sit down. That is a clap of congratulations from the family and faculty members and all the leadership, I'm sure from the church, to you graduates. Graduates, please step forth and conquer your world. Conquer the world. The world is yours if you want it. And so go forth with all the energy and make your mark in this world. Congratulations once again, and thank you.
Thank you very much, our chief guest this day. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah Ruto, the Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of Education. I feel it's in order we give our chief guest a clap in appreciation to the very, very strong message that she has communicated today to you graduates, to us, the teachers, and even to the parents in this congregation. Let's get ready. We give zile zinaitwa makofi ya kilo. Tutaenda moja, mbili, tatu. Okay, once we go. 2, 3. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah. Now we are getting to the stage where we are going to give awards. But before I invite the Dean of Students who is in charge I wish to appreciate and recognize the various organizations that sponsored in many ways to ensure that this occasion, this ceremony is a success. And I want to start with Equity Bank. Equity Bank, we recognize you. KCB, we recognize you. Family Bank, Nawiri Sacco, Daima Sacco, Winner Sacco, Sai Uniform, who are also our suppliers, Uniscope, Pupet, for giving us all the water that we are taking today, the Coca-Cola Company for supporting by giving us the soda, our suppliers, you have also supported this ceremony in various ways, and all of you, we say a big thank you for making it a success. I also wish to announce at this point to the entire congregation that this ceremony is being streamed live in YouTube. It is being streamed live in YouTube. It's good to know that because you can communicate to your loved ones to check from where they are if they were not able to accompany you, especially the graduates. Now, finally, may I recognize some of our guests who have joined us while we had started. And I want to recognize the presence of Professor Kipragat Kotut of the University of Embu, Madam Stella Bundi, she's also here with us. We recognize your presence. Mr. Ndongo Laban, who is a QASO officer in Embu North Sub-County. Dr. Joyce Kinyanjui, thank you, Madam, you came very early. We recognize your presence when we recognized the chief guest, and we still continue to appreciate your presence. And Reverend Jane Violet Karaoke, this is the principal at St. Joseph Kabotere. And we have a gentleman, Mr. Dan Kwanga from KISE, Kenya Institute of Special Education. And once again, we recognize the two ladies who are assisting us in sign language interpretation. That is Madam Freya and Madam Flora. Thank you very much for your welcome, and we are glad to have you as part of this ceremony. Now, at this point, I wish to invite our Dean of Students, Madam Jane Kibanya, who will take us through the awards. And as we continue, I'll call upon the Dean of Curriculum to get ready to present the graduates so that we continue with the program. Welcome, Madam Dean.
Period in the academics because mainly the co-curricular activities were not taking place, and we appreciate that they performed well. And I will start with the students, the P1 group. The following excelled very well. We have Serem Festus Kiprangat, who attained a distinction of 14, Dixon 1 of 14 points. Marina Jane Wagoi, once you are called upon, please come very fast so that we move very fast. Then we have Moremi Winfred Wajiko, also distinction 1 of 14 points. And may I request our guest of honor to assist us in presenting the awards to the graduates. So the P1, if they are present, come over so that you receive your award from the guest of honor because you excelled well. Yeah, congratulations. The rest should move faster. Serem, where is Festus? So thank you. So the diploma students who excelled well, we have Gedeji Mercy, a credit of 20 points. Gedeji, if you are present, can come over. And then Nzioka Irian Kaluda. Nzioka, come over. Let's clap for them because they did well, and we are happy and very proud of you for having excelled that much. Thank you, our guest of honor. Next, there's the tutors who excelled very well in the subject performance, and we start with the home science, which attained a mean grade of 2.37, and the subject was being taught by Madam Gradwell Mereti and Lydia Gachau. So Madam Mereti is present, and we are proud and want to request our County Director of Education, Mr. James Cairo, to present the awards. So let's clap for Madam Mereti and Madam Gachao in absentia. She is now a deputy principal. That is in option A. Congratulations, Madam Mereti. The best subject in option B was CRE, and the following were the tutors who are teaching the subject. That is Mr. Benjamin Getonga, Luce Mugambi, and Jane Tebanya. And we request the TSC Sub-County Director, Eb North, Stephen Kiogora, to present the award to the CRE group. And I think we are proud to have also excelled. The best core subject is PE with a mean grade of 2.82, and it was being taught by Mr. Paul Minor, Julius Getao, Jane Mutegi, and Patrick Mureithi. May I request the Deputy County Commissioner, Ep North, Mr. William Owino, to present the awards. The P group, those who are present, can come over. Mr. Mureithi is now in Machakos, Mr. Maina is in Seme. So that's why they are not there. Thank you, County Commissioner, for that. The most improved subject was science with 4.44 mean grade, and it was being taught by Mr. Mwangi B.M. Kirago, Chris Bae Jage, and Susan W. Mogo. And Susan, we are very happy that even as you retire, you excelled in the performance. Let's clap for her. Yeah, so science excelled very well. Mr. Kirago can come over. We'll request our former Dean of Student as Dean of Curriculum, Mr. Dr. Peter K. Ikabo, Principal Ugenya, to present the awards. Because he was our Dean of Curriculum that time, so he can also present that uh, those awards for that group. We have the ECD group, the tutors who are also teaching, also excelled very well. We have research methods with a mean grade of 3.37. Madam Lucy Keyekonyo, come over and receive your award. I will request our Lord's Bishop to present the award to the ECD group. So Madam Gekonyo excelled very well with a mean grade of 3.37. Our Lord Bishop is present to the certificates, Mr. Paul Gatuko, Curriculum and Methodology, 3.38. Thank you. And I think my duty is over. The council, I have also your certificates. You come over to my office so that I can see you because you also assisted us in managing this group, and that's why they have excelled, and we appreciate you. Can we clap for the council for having led you very well? And they get my their certificates in my office. Thank you.
Thank you, the Dean of Students, Madam Jane, for taking us through the awards. We are now getting to another step of our program, which is actually the core business of the day, the climax of the program. I have two requests to make. One is when the graduates are commissioned. After the commissioning of the graduates, we will request that we still remain in our seats, we remain in our position. Nawaomba wazazi, nawaomba wapendwa wetu wote tulio hapa, baada ya wanafunzi kufanyiwa commissioning, tusianze kutembea ili tungoje mpaka tutoke katika kikao hiki tukiwa na baraka za Mungu. Hilo ni ombi moja. Ombi la pili ni kwa mahali ambapo hawa ambao wanafuzu siku ya leo wameketi, naona dada zao wameketi karibu na wao na ndugu zao pia. Wale wageni ambao hawajavaa hilo vazi la graduation, tunawaomba tu polepole muwapatie nafasi ili majina yao yatakaposomwa wasimame tu wao peke yao. Tafadhalini tunawaomba. Otherwise, at this point, our chief guest, Dr. Sarah Ruto, I wish to invite the Dean of Curriculum who will take us through presentation of the graduates. And I invite the principal to guide us through there.
Can we have silence, please? Let's be silent. Let's be silent. Okay, madam, according to the results of the 2021 primary teachers examination at the ECD, the following 771 candidates have satisfied the Kenya National Examination Council for the award of B1 and ECD certificate.
Guest of honor, Madam Sarah Ruto, it is indeed a great privilege and honor to present to 47 female and 225 male graduates, making a total of 692 graduates for commissioning. I now request the graduates to stand and keep on standing when their names are read. Brian Chepchuba, Chepkemoi, Johnson, Kaemba, Wamboi, Harima, Ireri, John, Karaoke, Maina Jane, Maina Rachel, Baruch, Morfin, Monene, Daina, Moreidi, Moremi, Modenya, Motueri, Moya, Choe, Gomo, Ngundi, Jehia, Sabdio, Selem, Wainaina, Wambogo. Read it. Thank you. The following stand up: Abdia, Acheng, Afande, Akinyi Alice, Akinyi Lilian, Akos, Alfred, Apio, Atieno, Benson, Bet, Biwot, Bosire, Burudi, Chania, Charo, Chebet, Chemtai, Chepkurui, Chepkoech, Chepkorir, Chepkwani, Cheruyot, Chichete, Chimuma, Chumba, Shiambura, Eva, Fatuma, Gashoki, Gaki, Gatumuta, Gatweri, Gathi, Gishira Doreen, Gishovi and Purity, Gishovi Juliet, Gitonga, Gladys, Buracha, Ireri, Jane, Ireri Margaret, Jepkorir, Jerop, Kadesa, Kaei, Kageni, Kaida, Kairu, Kalungu, Kamande, Kamau, Kananu, Kanyiri, Karaoke Caroline, Karaoke Doris, Karaoke Sophia, Karuerwa, Kathambi, Kemboi, Kendi, Haemba, Kiema, Kimani Alice, Kimani G. Mwangi, and Kimeu Muguti James.
Kimolo, Kinuvia, Kinyanjui, Kinywa, Kipkering, Kipkorir, Kiplagat, Kiplelgo, Kipngeno, Kiprono, Kiprotich, Kiptim, Kipto, Kirwa, Kitonga, Koech Chepngetich, Koech Chepkemoi, Koleta, Pomo, Kongeluk, Kosgei Chepkirui, Kosgei Hilda, Chalo, Lagat, Lelu Kumani, Lilian, Loktari, Lumumba, Lydia, Masharia, Maitai, Maluki, Mamati, Bogo, Buru, Migwi, Mitao, Mongale, Motian, Mugambi, Mugo, Mugure, Mukui, Muli, Munene, Munyao, Murithi F, Murithi K, Murithi Kennedy, Murithi Martin, Murithi Jacqueline, Molito, Murioki Kalen, Murioki Mutwiri, Murioki Kelvin Murithi, Muruku, Musai, Muse, Mutai, Mudhe, Mudhengi Jacob, Mudhengi John, Mudhike, Muteria, Mutinda.
Mwangi Caroline, Mwangi Grace, Mwangi Indonesia, Mwaneki, Mwanza, Mwaraso, Mwitali, Nafula, Nathan Maraga, Dubi, Dune, Dusia, Duiga, Gai, Gare, Jagi, Jeru John, Jeru Juliet, Jeru Justin, Jeru Lewis, Jeru Purity, Jeru Mureithi, Jeru Piera, Jiro Caroline, Jiro Esther, Jiro Gabriel, Jiro Mercy, Joka, Joe Alex, Joe Faith, Kaiwatei, Nthia, Nthini, Nungari, Nyaga Benedict, Nyaga John, Nyanga Winnie, Nyange, Zioka, Ndunge, Zivo, Obam Akinyi, Odege, Odongo, Omolo, Omondi Paul, Omondi Saumu, Onyango Celestine, Onyango Savannah, Otondi, Kerubo, Ouma Brian, Oyo, Patrick, Phyllis, Riziki, Rutere Purity, Rutere Marian, Samson, Sandere, Seret, Sinei, Sophia, Stanislaus, Tarus, Washira, Waikumi, Wambua, Esther.
Wabua Kelvin, Wambugu, Wangai, Wangari, Wanjara, Wanjiku Alice, Wanjiku Ann, Wanjiku Florence, Wanjira, Wanjiru, Wanyonyi, Waweru, Wekesa Lilian, Wekesa Lyle, Wekesa Wanguru, Visita,